In the Caribbean, a U.S. military strike unfolded, the target a Venezuelan drug cartel boat. September 15, 20-254-17 hours. The Caribbean's calm turned to war. 3 unmarked boats appeared carrying fentanyl precursors and heavy machine guns. U.S. Southern Command issued the order hostile designation confirmed weapons free. Marines answered the attack with unmatched force. The first missile launched. A blinding flash ripped across the sea as a hellfire detonated on impact. 1 boat was gone, the second burned, the third drifted silently, crew dead. Marines found satellite gear, encrypted transmitters, and maps of U.S. coastal routes. The strike marked a turning point in American history. A new war had begun. Mexican cartels were declared foreign terrorist organizations under federal law. It was no longer a drug war, but an armed conflict against non-state combatants. The United States officially entered its first war against non-state combatant. Across the Pentagon screens, a single phrase flashed: Red Operation Iron Justice active. Carrier groups, reconnaissance aircraft, and Marine units shifted positions. By dawn, the U.S. flag flew over waters once controlled by cartels. Encrypted traffic spiked out of Sinaloa and Jalisco. Interceptors caught a fragment. Phase 1 complete. Phase 2 begins sunrise. Analysts believed it was retaliation. No one knew where or how fast it would hit. Then came the first countermove. Air traffic controllers picked up 3 unidentified drone signatures crossing from the Gulf. Each moved low metallic and steady military-grade platforms. The cartels weren't supposed to own such advanced military platforms. In the command deck of the USS Baton, someone whispered, "Those aren't couriers anymore. Those are combat units." The situation shifted from interdiction to engagement. 2 F-35Bs. 2 F-35Bs. 2 F-35Bs. Encrypted traffic spiked, interceptors caught a fragment. Phase 1 complete. Phase 2 begins at sunrise. Analysts believed it was a call for retaliation. Drones crossed from the Gulf. Military platforms the cartels weren't supposed to own. Those aren't couriers anymore. Those are combat units. Radars painted targets armed with grenade pods. The first hellfire struck mid-air, shattering a drone. Another dove into the waves after its controller signal was jammed. The largest slipped through the defense grid and vanished from radar. Minutes later, a refinery cam caught a white flash over the water. The blast wave registered as a detonation of approximately 100 pounds. No casualties, but the message was clear. The cartels had struck American territory. If retaliation continued, Article 5-style coalition support might be required. The response was simple: deploy and finish it. The United States shifted from defense to offense. It was the opening salvo of a conflict the world had never seen. Radar operators stared at screens, waiting for the next contact. Hundreds of cartel fighters were arming their own response. What they unleashed next would make history for all the wrong reasons. Escalation confirmed. Satellite feeds showed convoys leaving airstrips. Trucks carried munitions, crates marked in Russian and Chinese characters. Proof that foreign weapons had made their way into the cartel arsenal. The convoys split into 3 directions. The cartels were mobilizing. What looked like criminal logistics was now military movement. They're not running a naval commander. A transmission crackles from naval intelligence in Miami. Escalation confirmed. Satellite feeds show armored convoys leaving hidden airstrips. Munitions crates marked with foreign characters. Foreign weapons confirmed. Marine recon teams watch drone footage. The convoy split into 3 directions. Criminal logistics is now military movement. They're deploying. U.S. Southern Command elevates threat status to armed conflict condition red. Task Force Southgate is authorized. Marines, DEA, and Coast Guard unite. Mission hunt and neutralize cartel launch sites before the next drone wave. EA-18G Growler begins jamming signals from the Yucatan Peninsula. Radar operators spot a cluster of 6 cartel drones armed with fragmentation charges. F-35B interceptors obliterate the drones at altitude. First confirmed air-to-air kill against a non-state adversary inside Western airspace. Mexican Marines raid a compound pressured by Washington. Digital drives link cartels to rogue mercenary firms in Venezuela. Flight plans for private cargo jets headed for Florida and Texas are revealed. Coordinates for a coastal stash code named Black Harbor are discovered. Marines slip into the Gulf under heavy fog without a formal invitation. Orders: locate and destroy any launch facility within a 30-mile radius. It was no longer about trafficking, it was about national defense. Recon drones identify metal containers buried into a coastal hillside. Thermal images show fuel lines and heat vents, signs of an underground bunker. Marines breach the site, finding a network of rooms filled with weapon racks. Inside, crypto servers and drone assemblies are discovered. A flag hangs on one wall, a mocking display of sovereignty. The bunker is wired with C4, but a Navy EOD team defuses the charge. Inside, they find a tablet recording video footage. A coastal hillside north of Veracruz concealed a dark secret. Thermal images revealed fuel lines, vents, and underground bunker. Marines breached the site, finding weapon racks and servers. A Mexican flag mocked sovereignty over criminal territory. The bunker was wired with C4, defused just before detonation. A tablet revealed rockets assembled with a black scorpion emblem. Each rocket bore a single English word: retribution. The footage was played in the White House Situation Room. Proof cartel commanders had declared war on the United States. At 1012 hours, the president authorized a counter-response. Guided missiles rained down on CJNG storage sites along the Gulf Coast. Each precise strike was recorded from satellite view for documentation. The shock waves were felt hundreds of miles away. An intercepted cartel transmission contained a chilling line. Phase 3: strike the bases. No one knew which bases they meant. Within hours, the answer would ignite the American coastline. Defense Command issued a single alert: condition saber. A credible strike was inbound on American soil. Radar stations lit up with fragmented echoes. A swarm of drones approached from the Gulf. First time a non-state actor launched aerial assault on homeland. Drones entering U.S. coastal grids aimed at oil terminals. T-minus 6 minutes to impact. The countdown began. F-35Bs cut through the clouds like silver blades. Marine gunners locked their phalanx CIWS cannons. Then the sky erupted. Streams of tungsten rounds tore through the air. The airspace map turned crimson, a stark warning of impending danger. Drones launched from disguised freighters entered U.S. coastal grids. These vessels were cartel-owned, retrofitted for warfare. Each drone carried explosive units aimed at critical infrastructure. F-35Bs streaked off the deck, cutting through the low clouds. Marine gunners locked their phalanx CIWS cannons on the incoming swarm. Intercept window 4 minutes, then the sky erupted. Streams of tungsten rounds tore through the air, shredding the first wave. Each impact sent sparks raining over the waves, a brutal light show. Radar showed 12 drones unaccounted for, smaller, faster, smarter. Commanders realized they faced modified suicide drones with counter-jamming. Technology only a military lab could build. Where did they get this tech? An intercepted packet traced to a server in Eastern Europe routed through Venezuela. T-minus 40 seconds. 2 drones dove toward a U.S. Coast Guard cutter. The ship fired counter-missiles. One hit, one missed its mark. The second drone slammed into the stern, detonating a shaped charge. One sailor was injured, the first confirmed American casualty of the war. The remaining drones struck offshore oil storage tanks. Shockwaves were visible from Galveston to Pensacola, but none reached civilian zones. Every target had been predicted, intercepted, or absorbed by defensive barriers. The quick response saved hundreds of lives, a testament to preparation. The symbolism was unavoidable. The cartels had left a mark. In Washington, silence filled the Situation Room as the implications sank in. The president spoke one line: they wanted recognition. Give it to them. Give it to them, the military kind. Iron Justice gave way to Operation Blind Horizon, a mission of total retaliation. The objective: obliterate launch platforms, freighters, and coastal bunkers. FA-18 Super Hornets from the USS Tripoli struck cartel refueling barges. Navy SEALs deployed near Veracruz hunting Elp Spectro. Encrypted intercepts revealed panic. Our systems are blind. U.S. cyber teams breached the network, freezing cartel drones mid-flight. Threat neutralized, a Marine officer declared as the last radar contact vanished. Intelligence analysts warned the cartel still held chemical weapons. An intercepted message: if we fall, we take them all. Operation Blind Horizon entered its decisive phase, a preemptive strike. Satellite intel confirmed 3 fortified compounds serving as command relays. The president's order: full strike authorization, execute. Two B-2 Spirit bombers lifted from Whiteman Air Force Base under radio silence. Their payload 24 precision GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrators. The world would not hear them, only feel the aftermath. Cartel lookouts saw nothing but the night sky until the mountains lit up white. The first detonation tore open a ridge, collapsing the bunker network. The second flattened an airstrip stacked with rocket pods labeled Retribution. The third obliterated a convoy of armored monstrosities fleeing west. Impact confirmed. 0 survivors. Targets neutralized. U.S. Navy destroyers launched Tomahawk Block 5 missiles toward cartel comms. Each warhead carried electronic pulse modules that wiped satellite channels clean. For the first time in decades, the cartels went silent. A Marine Raider Team Echo 1-3 infiltrated a refinery complex. Inside, they found underground tanks, server racks, and a black flag. The flag bore a chilling message: Justicia. A convoy of armored vehicles is obliterated. Impact confirmed. No survivors. U.S. Navy destroyers launched Tomahawk missiles targeting cartel communications. Electronic pulse modules wiped the syndicate's satellite channels clean. For the first time in decades, the cartels went silent. Then came the ground element. A Marine Raider team infiltrates a refinery believed to house chemical precursors. The leader reports, "This isn't a drug lab, it's a weapons depot." High Command authorizes demolition. The Marines plant thermal charges. The entire site disappears in a column of fire visible from space. That single blast erased an estimated $3 billion in cartel assets. Analysts knew this silence was not peace but recalibration. Intelligence suggests surviving factions are regrouping farther south. Wars don't end with explosions. They end when the enemy runs out of reasons to fight. 37 targets eliminated, 0 civilian casualties. Operation Blind Horizon complete. America had crossed a threshold fighting cartels through open warfare. The border didn't move. The battlefield did.